Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tuesday's episode of The Scoop. It is February the 28th. It is very nearly the end of the month. We're going to be 3 months into 2023. Where has the bloody time gone? I'll tell you where it's gone. Missing. That's where it's bloody gone. It's this year has just absolutely flown, obviously, because we are working. Obviously, we're working. But we just got so many things happening at this moment in time, whether or not it's work stuff, whether or not it's personal stuff, outside of stuff. Genuinely, March is ridiculous how fast it's gone so far. But yeah, we're very nearly in March. So yeah, we've got like 9 months left of the year. Yikes. But you're not here for me to talk about anything to do with calendars. You're here to talk. Oh, sorry, I'm here to talk. You're here to listen to the UK's #1 video game podcast, even if we do say so ourselves. As you can see, it is just me today. I am all alone in my office. Graham is nowhere to be seen, not on the shelf, not through the door. It is just going to be me giving you your daily dose of video game news. This is The Scoop. Again, as mentioned, the UK's #1 video game podcast, and you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor, and Google Play. Yes, we have introduced Amazon Music into the mix and got rid of SoundCloud. Believe me, the performance of our podcast, now it's over on Spotify, eclipses anything that we've ever had with SoundCloud, and we paid for the privilege of that as well. So yeah, we're doing extremely well. You guys obviously have helped massively with that. I put something in the Discord yesterday saying if you are or have ever listened to this podcast over on Spotify, then do feel free to give us 5 stars. If you've enjoyed it, that is, if you think it's a 1-star podcast, give us the one. All your interactions matter. So even if it's 1 star, no problems, we'll do better. If it's 5-star, fuck yeah. High five to you, to you 5. Yeah, high five to you 5 who give us 5. There you go. Yeah, does that work? No, it doesn't really. Well, yeah, the same goes for like iTunes and stuff like that. Anywhere that you find this podcast usually has a rating system. So if you go ahead and just give us the 5 stars, give us the like, subscribe, follow it, so you'll be notified when this podcast does go live, as you guys very well do every single weekday when you join us at 10 a.m. ish. Yeah, it's like 2:05 now. But yeah, you guys have us followed over on Twitch, so that then notifies you when we go live. You then join. You then give us your thoughts and impressions on top of our thoughts and impressions, which most of the time you guys have shaped our show, because what you've done, you've gone onto the Discord, you're thinking, oh my God, I've got some news today. You've got the link, you put your thoughts and impressions, you popped it into Discord. I've then gone, the guys have given us a show again today. I've scraped it, I've put it into a document, I share it with Graham. He goes, looks like it's going to be a good show today. We then give you the show. You then go and listen to it either live or on podcast services after the fact too. So again, very much appreciate all you guys that have been helping us out, pulling this show together, because obviously the news is important to everyone, especially us nerds who want to get our daily dose of video game news. And that's exactly what we do. We give you this in a nice little neat package so you're able to digest it as and when you need to. And Phony says, words together make sentence. Yes, all of those things. This is why I think I'm a much better co-host than a host. Graham usually does all this ad hoc here, talk you through what all of this is. I'm just there using the background like this. That's me smiling for you guys that listen to some on Spotify. Obviously, you won't be able to see that. But I'm usually just the pretty co-host that sits next to him and nods and goes, yes, that's correct, Graham. That is absolutely correct. And it says, yo to you too. Phony says, we'll watch today. I won't be posting stuff in Discord that has already been discussed. I didn't out you for that. I looked at it and gone, he's not listening to today's show, has he? I was waiting for you to catch up, do you know what I mean? But, Graham just throwing them spears at you goes right through the heart. JMK says, time coming in. See, I've already turned chatbot on, so I've done something right today. And such a great smile, says JMK. Ice cream uploads replies with the Graham face. That was a creepy smile. No, it's not. This is my perfect smile. This is my one fill-in my entire life smile. So, you can be jealous all you want, guys. You can genuinely be jealous. These are the real deal. Look. These are the real deal. No porcelains, no turkey teeth, no nothing. One fill-in. That's all I've had. Oh, and I had to have a wisdom tooth out as well. That because it was fucked up when it was growing up. But yeah, we are here today to talk about video game news. Well, I most certainly am. You guys are here to listen. But if you want to get involved, obviously that's what the chit chat. That's what the Twitch chat's for. Sorry, I got distracted then because I've not closed my Slack down. So I'm going to close that down because it keeps on flashing up on my screen. It's distracting. I apologize to anyone that was listening to that with earphones on. Chit chat, that's what we're going to call it now. Chatbot only half worked though. It's 10 a.m. ish, never appeared. I've clearly got an older version. See, the thing is, Graham has the main one because he does most of the hosting and stuff from his side of things, from his house. So I have like an exported version. I think this might have been like from October last year. So there might have been loads of stuff that's been missed out there because he does stuff on the fly. If someone says something banterous in the Twitch chat, he'll just crop it out, put it into his import, and then we'll take it. We need to have a chat, actually get an export for the office computer as well. So we'll get that done. I'm here now. Chill your buoyant areas. Come back, Graham. Come back. Ice Cream Uploads. Maybe seeing you guys again at Format. Oh my God. Right. So yeah, I am going to put the advert out again at some point. I might even record another one because it's the middle of May. Do you know what I mean? That's when it is. And we've used the same advert twice now. So I may do a couple. We may end up doing a couple more shoots and then just posting them over the next couple of months. But we will be at Format. I think it's the 25th. Let me just get clarification on that before I start giving you guys dates. I'm sure it was like the 25th of May, where we're going to be at Format in Manchester, which is basically the UK's. It's like an after party without the after party. So basically, it's like a celebration. So they'll have video game developers, publishers, communities. I think they're going to have like live talkers, live music, all of this stuff, as well as alcoholic drinks in Manchester. 25th of May, there it is. Yeah, so I was right. It was 25th of May at 6 p.m. There we go. Enix says, got my ticket in case I want to go out or not. There you go. So I think at the moment we've got like 12 people that are coming from the Ice Cream Uploads community. So if I can find, if anyone's got the video to hand that wants to drop it in chat of us advertising the event, I'll be extremely grateful because I'm currently just flicking through now to see if I can find it. Found it. Don't worry. I found it. So yeah, 25th of May, get your tickets. If you want to use for FRM_MCR25, you'll get 25% off at checkout as well, which I think works out the tickets being about £5.50 or so. I don't know if there's a booking fee. I don't know if it gets rid of the booking fee or anything, but it works out about £5.50 for your ticket. Myself, Graham, some of the other Jelly Media team, obviously for you guys that already know this, we are Ice Cream Uploads. We are part of Jelly Media, who are a digital marketing agency that primarily work in the video games industry. There were 2 members of the Jelly team that are coming down as well. So I understand there's like 12 of you Ice Cream Uploads guys that want to come down and have a drink, have a party, play some video games and have a good old knees up. So yeah, that's going to be absolutely fantastic. The more of you guys that we can get down there, the better. Basically, it's like a giant networking event. So if you guys have any ideas that you want to collab with someone in particular, chances are they're probably going to be at this event too. So yeah, it's going to be brilliant to see everyone there. We need more of these throughout the year, not just in the Ice Cream Upload studios like we did for the We Meet You event last year. I mean, externally, out in the wild, going to Birmingham, going to Manchester, going to bloody Dorset or wherever it is, just the opportunity for us guys to get together. It meant a lot to me last year when we all got together, so it'll definitely mean a lot if we could do that again this year. We have 8 in the group chat going at the moment. Blimey, community manager 12 Ed will let you know. Unless you are a child and you want a glow in the dark one. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll go with that one. My condition of going was I get a glow in the dark wristband, says Lotus. I'll whip out the pink outfit again. Mate, I will genuinely I will bring the Sonos Bluetooth speaker that we was gifted by PGA. I will carry that around for the one moment that I get to play Bret Hart's theme tune as you walk through the door. I will stand at the door all night waiting for you to walk down the road and go, do you know what I mean? I'm living for that shit. So if you could wear it, it would make my year. But you're not here for me to talk about Jordan's Bret Hart outfit, or you're not here for me to try and talk and trying to sell you some tickets. You're here for me to listen to me talk about video games. And I tried to do this segment 3 times now, so I'm trying to make this the 4th one and make it the one that actually works. So we've got 3 news stories today. I did have a 4th, but I've accidentally deleted it and it had already gone live. It was a Starfield one from yesterday. Something Starfield, it will be arriving at some point this week. We should have had 4. I've accidentally deleted it. Apologies. But anyway, 3 news stories is better than none, right? Right? Right. Of course it bloody is. So, rated on VGC. For the first news story today, Elden Ring's first expansion, Shadow of the Erdtree, has been announced. Again, written on VGC by Jordan Middler. He says that Elden Ring's first expansion, Shadow of the Erdtree, has officially been announced. The news came via the official Elden Ring's Twitter account, which wrote, "Rise tarnished and let the new walker the new." I'll stay there again. "Rise tarnished and let us walk a new path together." There we go. Got there eventually. An upcoming expansion for Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, is currently in development. We look forward to having a new adventure in the lands between. No further details were provided other than a new piece of art design to give an idea of what the expansion may entail. Expansions from Frost Software titles are nothing new, with Bloodborne and all of the Dark Souls titles receiving significant post-launch support. It's currently unclear as to whether this expansion is due for release. The Elden Ring was released last year to critical acclaim and went on to win Game of the Year at the 2022 Video Game Awards. The game received an update in December which opened up several Colosseums that had been dotted around the map since release. The Colosseums of Limegrave, Lendl and Caelid opened their gates at the update following the PvP battles, which include duels, free-for-alls, and team fights. From Software also announced during the Video Game Awards that it was working on a new game in the Armored Core series. Jesus, I haven't seen an Armored Core game in forever. Armored Core, is that 5? Fires of Rubicon. Rubicon? As in the drink? Fires of Rubicon will release on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, and PC, and mark the first new Armored Core game in more than a decade, the last being Armored Core 4. Back in 2012, blimey. VGC's Elden Ring review called it From Software's most vital game since Demon's Souls, and Elden Ring is a fantastic game that can deliver the unmatched thrill of those defeating a tough boss after long hours battled. Our review read, "Those are worshipped at the Church of Souls, which will find the game basically everything that they ever wanted." End quote. So, ladies and gentlemen, your video game of the year of 2022 is getting an update. It's getting some large-scale DLC to go alongside this. It's kind of the gift that keeps on giving. It's a game that I have seen that will probably... I've never played this game. I'm not a Dark Souls fan. I'm not a Bloodborne fan. I probably could be if I spent more time with it. I'm just not got the time and investment to be putting into this one. Like, I'd much rather play a game that grinds for 40 hours and just keep on constantly dying. I don't find that fun. It's not my idea of a great game, but I am happy that everybody else is happy that this is the next step in the Elden Ring future. It's a game that I think will go down as in legend, essentially. I think it's a game that people will be calling back to in 10 years' time, very much like the Dark Souls games are now. There's a reason that they keep on getting remastered and moved over. It's because they are the foundation of what is now Elden Ring. So yeah, I think this is definitely one of these games that is going to keep on getting a call back in like the next 10, 15 years, eventually when maybe From Software are working on Elden Ring 4 or a new kind of game in that genre, shall we say. Yeah, I'm extremely happy for the people who are happy that this is happening. It's a game, I know I keep on harping on about it, but I feel like this is genuinely one of these games that I don't think that they want to put to one side. Like, obviously, this being a DLC package rather than a new Elden Ring game, I think we're way too close for a new one to come out anyway. So bridging the gap with some DLC is probably the best way for them to be able to go with this. How many pieces of content are they going to get from this, considering that this is a Game of the Year game? It means that there is still a thirst for these type of games, this type of storyline, for this type of combat. Are we going to get an Elden Ring 2? Are we going to get a brand new IP? Are we going to get 3 pieces of DLC rather than just the 1 or 2 that we're going to get? I'm not too sure. It wouldn't surprise me if they kept on bringing DLC out for this game until, like, small pieces, not something that's going to take 20 to 30 hours. I'll have a much bigger game working in the background, maybe scheduled for 2025, maybe the earliest that we might end up seeing something, maybe 2026. I imagine because of the critical acclaim that this game has got, they will probably want to spend as much time as humanly possible trying to put something together so that it works properly and isn't going to be a massive flop on release. Enix says, "Can't believe I platted Elden Ring in 58 hours. Jesus, that takes some doing." I've seen people like on the 8th playthrough, 9th playthrough on my timeline that clearly there's something out there in this game that just keeps on having that kind of replayability, and it's not a game that I will probably ever play. And that's not because I think it's a bad game. It's just everyone has their genres of what they feel comfortable in playing, and this isn't one of those for me. It's a game. I've tried Dark Souls. I've tried what's the other one that's part of the Bloodborne. I've tried these types of game. It's not they aren't my type of games. So I know what to expect from these. I'd rather these are definitely games I'd rather watch people play. Like I've watched people play through these so I've watched people play through Elden Ring on Twitch. It's not something that I'd want to get involved in. I'd just leave this to people who are much better at these games than I am. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Phony says, it might be your own teeth, Bibby, but you definitely need some new ones that can help you talk properly. I mean, this is to do with me. It's a couple of things. My accent, the speed in which I talk, and the slang that I'm trying to get rid of to act a little bit more professional for a podcast that isn't just going out to you guys. So this podcast is something that you guys obviously listen to, but there is people like, genuinely, I'll get the demographic up. It's like 80% Americans that listen to this podcast. I am not even joking. So what happens is when this show goes live on Twitch between 10 and 2, obviously most of America are asleep at this point, but by the time this hits people's inboxes at like 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, that's probably their commuting time. So most people are listening to this like on their way to work or in their gym workout in the morning, or if they're walking the dog and stuff. So we basically hit two different parts of the world at two different times. The live streams for you guys, and then the podcast is for like the Americans and the Canadians and the other side of the world for later in the evening. So I do realize that I speak a million miles an hour, and it isn't more prevalent than when I'm trying to translate and speak to someone who doesn't speak very good English. Obviously, being an Englishman, you just shout louder and more direct and take a few letters or words out of the sentence to try and make it make sense, even though that never works. But yeah, it's one of those things that I'm trying to get better at in terms of hosting, but I'm just not very good at it. I speak a million miles an hour. This is genuinely how I talk. Really, like if me and you was to have a conversation face to face, this is how fast I speak. It is really off-putting when I hear myself back because I can process what I'm saying, but some of you guys can't. So I do apologize about that, but I'll get better at some point. I mean, I've been doing this when was my first video? Yeah, it's been over 10 years now. I've been honing my craft for 10 years and I've got no better. But yeah, we'll get there eventually. Maybe by the year 2035 or something like that, we might be able to put a podcast together where I don't butcher something, I don't fuck something up, I actually pronounce everything correctly, or I just slow everything down. I don't know. Maybe listen to this back on 0.5 times speed or something. It might make more sense to you then. But anyway, we've got 2 news stories left for this massive tangent. I apologize. Next news story, I imagine. Sorry about that. I thought I muted my mic. Clearly I didn't. So written on VGC then by Tom Ivan. He says that Paradox Interactive has partnered with Xbox for a game announcement show, and that new games from Colossal Order, Harebrained? Oh, I'm not sure about that. And Paradox Tectonic. See you later, everybody. I'm out of here. Fucking hell. So bad. Paradox Interactive has confirmed plans to host a game announcement show next week, taking place on March 6th at 9 Pacific. Yeah, it's 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and 5 p.m. GMT. The event will include an announcement of 3 new games and 4 expansions. Presented in partnership with Xbox, it will be viewable on Paradox's YouTube and Twitch channels. The games set to be announced are in development at Colossal Order City Skylines, and that's the game, by the way, not the name of the company, and first-party studios Harebrained Schemes, Shadowrun Trilogy, and Battletech, they're the games, and Paradox Tectonic, a new outfit being led by an industry veteran Rod Humble. I feel like it feels like I'm putting this on now, but I'm genuinely not. In addition to a new game announcement, the show will feature will feature reveals and content updates at a variety of Paradox titles, including Crusader Kings 3 and Europa Universals 6. Is that, or is that 5? I don't know. It's a Roman numeral. It's a 1 and a V. I think that's 5. Is that the GTA one? I feel like that's 6. I feel like it's a V1, which is 5. I'm not very good with Roman numerals. Why are we still using Roman numerals? It's like having... Is that 4? Are you okay, says 12 Ed. Apparently not. I am struggling here. It's 4, okay. Why are we still using Roman numerals, by the way? The only time Roman numerals are acceptable is for WrestleMania. The rest of the time, why are we using them? Like, there's just no point. At all. Like, no one uses them, apart from video games and films and everywhere else that I'm just trying to make excuses for not using them anymore. But why are we still using Roman numerals? We need to have a word with someone. This needs to be universally spoken that because Bibby can't actually talk and read properly, that Roman numerals should now be, excluded from all future promotions. Okay, apart from WrestleMania. That's the asterisk. Put that in brackets or something. Apart from WrestleMania, where we pointed the sign. I don't want to say, back into the story then, and I quote, I don't want to say that we've had too many announcements, but it's hard to choose which one has me more thrilled, says Paradox Interactive CEO Frederick Wester. Talking directly with our players about our games and sharing their excitement for what's coming next, comparing how many hours that we've played, is something that everyone at Paradox profoundly enjoys. And I'm eager not to have to keep these announcements secret for much longer. End of article. So, despite Xbox not being at E3 this year, and us not having an Xbox showcase for a couple of months, it does look like we are going to be getting something quite big in the coming months from Team Green. Paradox Interactive has partnered with Xbox for a game announcement show. That is your bloody headline, and I've managed to say that without butchering it. So yeah, it looks like we are getting quite a lot of content coming from Team Green over the next couple of weeks. So taking place on March the 6th. Again, I'll reiterate that 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which is the UK time. Obviously +1 if you're in CET. So yeah, look, this isn't the biggest news in the world. It just shows that Xbox are still making small moves underneath the radar, away from all the noise of the Activision Blizzard stuff. They are still absorbing these different IPs, these different companies, these different publishers, just to slot them in. Like you can absolutely imagine this being sort of the type of games that are going to be going Game Pass. I'm sure City Skylines is already on there. I'm sure Crusader Kings 2 that's already on there as well, because I've seen that quite a few times. So yeah, these are definitely Game Pass games. I'm not saying that they definitely wouldn't sell very well if they're on their own. City Skylines is massive. But yeah, having the help of Xbox marketing your game, you know what I mean? It's nothing to turn your nose up at. So I'm happy for these guys that they're obviously getting the shit together. And I look forward to seeing what this showcase looks like. I am going to look at Crusader Kings, because I'm sure when I've seen it on Crusader Kings, I'm sure when I've seen this on Xbox Game Pass, I thought, ooh, Crusader Kings. And it's like a king wearing his crown, with a big sword in his hand and stuff. And I thought, ooh, that's definitely a bit of Bibby. But I'm fairly certain it's like an RTS. And it is. Yep, it is. It's like Civ. It's like Civ. It was Crusader Kings 3 that I've seen. That's the one that's on Game Pass. So yeah, I mean, these are. I'm not going to say fantastic games from my standpoint. The games that I probably could play. I've not played an RTS game for the longest time. But yeah, again, it's just another notch. I was going to say notch on the bedpost then, but I've just said it anyway. Funny Asteroid says, enjoyed City Skylines, which I'm just never very good at it. You see, I'm not very good at these type of games either. I enjoy playing them. I spent far too much time when I was younger playing the likes of Theme Park World and Theme Hospital, and then obviously recently we played through 2 Point Campus. That was the one. I was going to say Hospital, but it wasn't. It was the Campus one, wasn't it? Which I actually really enjoyed. I've still got it installed. I've not played it because I'm basically just playing emulated games at this moment in time, trying to tick off achievements and stuff for like PS1 games and PSP games and Mega Drive games and all the other games that I'm currently playing through. But yeah, I enjoy playing games like that. They are the change of pace games, and that's the phrase that Graham uses a lot when he's talking about the likes of Fortnite. When you playing a game so much with the likes of PUBG, or am I... speaking of which, completely different tangent. How did nobody tell me that there was a brand new Skyrim game that isn't Skyrim? And I say brand new, it came out in 2021. How did no one know this? I didn't know this, and I only saw it because GOG.com sent me a newsletter this morning saying, do you like Skyrim? Well, you might like this. And it's like a complete standalone mod of Oblivion and a complete standalone mod of Skyrim, of completely different adventures that are nothing to do with Elder Scrolls, but using the exact engine of Skyrim and everything else that goes along. And they are free. They are like, you know, when DayZ was in Armor, and it's just like it's like a standalone mod it's a mod that uses the game code of those games. This is exactly what this is. I can't fucking wait to play this game. When is it Friday? I need Friday to be now so I can play it. I can't wait to get stuck into these. But yeah, I imagine that's what I mean. That was just a little bit of a rant. I apologize. I can't remember what they're called. Have I still got Steam open? Probably not. Oh, I've still got Steam open. It's called Enderal Forgotten Stories, but you need to have Skyrim Special Edition to be able to play it. So yeah, I'm buzzing to be able to play Enderal, Forgotten Stories. That's the Skyrim one. There's another one as well. I can't remember what it's called. I've got it added to my library anyway. Just type in that, and the other one will come up a lot at the same time. I don't know why they both come up. They don't even sound exactly the same. But anyway, they use the Skyrim engine. It's amazing. Neil says, oof. Stay frosty, yeah. 15 months, you absolute legend. Thank you very much for your sub. See, Phony says it's news to him. Yeah, I can't believe it. It's the best news I've had today. I mean, to take a small solace in that. But anyway, moving on to our last news article, because I have balls this up so bad that I want to get this show out the door. Because this is the 5-star quality that we're talking about. It's froze on my face. Oh, there we go. Rain on Eurogamer by Tom Phillips. He says that everything announced in Pokemon 2023... Wait. Everything announced in Pokemon Presents... Pokemon Presents is the name of the showcase, okay? That's the name of it, just in case that we didn't know that. Anyway, this year's Pokemon Presents videos reveal plans to expand on the Switch's Pokemon game Scarlet and Violet with a new adventure and fresh Pokemon species. Other headliners include details about the Netflix Pokemon TV series project and the long-awaited reveal of the snooze tracking app Pokemon Sleep. What? And details of how to get Scarlet and Violet will link up with Pokemon Go. How long is this? 25 minutes. Okay, so there's no point playing that. Our biggest note was the announcement of 2 Scarlet and Violet expansions due later this year. That says Tier. That's not me. I didn't write that. Due later this year, it's meant to say. Haha, I'm not the only fucking idiot around here. I apologize. I'm not calling you an idiot. I'm just saying that I'm an idiot. Okay? Friends? All right, no worries. These adventures will take place outside Palladia region as you travel for the purposes of a school trip and then to a sister academy as an exchange student. Both DLCs will introduce all new Pokemon and allow 230 existing Pokemon not previously featured in the base Scarlet and Violet games, which makes me think why the bloody hell they're not there in the first place. But anyway, we're moving swiftly on. A fresh live event for Scarlet and Violet will bring 2 newly discovered Paradox Pokemon to the game, including the Suicide-like Walking Wake in Scarlet and the Virizion-like Iron Leaves in Violet. Wow, that was a mouthful. How did I get through that? Anyway, Pokemon Concierge is a stop-motion animation series from Netflix, which has previously been reported as working on a Pokemon live-action show. This is not that. Instead, we get to look at the sunny and extremely cute Pokemon Concierge, which follows the story of the concierge named Haru and the many Pokemon that visit their hotels as guests. So this is apparently 25 seconds long. Is this going to give me an advert beforehand? Is it? Waiting for secure uploads, g-double-click.net. Yep, ads
Need
playing.
to run social media ads?
No!
Go to Fiverr.com.
No! Paddy Power. Going mad. 4 years ago, the Pokemon Company announced that a snooze tracking app named Pokemon Sleep and an additional optional accessory named the Pokemon Go Plus, which connected both to that app and also to Pokemon Go. Today, we finally heard more. Pokemon Sleep will launch this summer, and the device is set to arrive in July. Fans who buy the Plus will be able to hear Pikachu sing them to sleep and encounter a nightcap wearing Snorlax in Pokemon Go. Blimey. What are we buying here? Speaking of Pokemon Go, today brings the long-awaited ability to reconnect the app to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet to gather Vivillon patterns in the latter, and roaming from Glimmer Hall to the former. The Pokemon Trading Card Game Classic is an expensive-looking version of the original Pokemon Trading Card Games base set, and it will sell for an unyet premium price. Finally, some updates for other existing Pokemon games. Mobile-style Pokemon Unite gets Zacian today, while Pokemon Calf Remix gets Palladia starting Sprigato, Fuecoco, and Quaxley. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. So that looks like, that is the end of the article. Jesus, it's really, my PC's really chugging with this. I think it's all the ads that are trying to pop up at the same time. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of stuff with Pokemon there. A lot of it is highly irrelevant for me nowadays. I don't play Pokemon at all, really. I've been playing a lot of Temtem, which is obviously the Pokemon clone. I feel like the formula on Pokemon got quite stale. I genuinely think the last Pokemon game that I played was Pokemon Go. And I think that round came out around the time of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. It's just nothing. There's nothing out there. In fact, Pokemon Unite was the last Pokemon game I'd played, and I played that for about 2 months after launch, and then I put it down. I've never picked it back up again. This isn't aimed at me, but again, I'm happy for the people that this is actually aimed at, because more DLC for Scarlet and Violet, which appear to be one of the best Pokemon games. Regardless of all the bad stories that we ended up reporting on at the time of launch, people are still enjoying playing this game. So another 230 Pokemon being added to your Pokedex, as well as a couple of new areas. You can't really grumble at that. We don't know how much it's going to be yet. So, it could be 35 quid, but if you are going to be getting like another 60 hours out of it, then buzzing. You're definitely getting your money's worth. But Pokemon Sleep, listen, if you're having trouble sleeping, download an app called Insight Timer. It's unbelievable. There's something on there called like rainfall and thunderstorms. I listen to that every single night. As soon as I get in bed, window open slightly, not too much because it's still quite cold out there. Window open slightly, so you get a nice little chill on the topic. This is probably why I've had a cold for like the last 6 months. Do you know what I mean? But worth it. Window open slightly, rainfall on, a little bit of thunder in there as well after about 5 minutes. Bosh, an hour and a half's worth of tunes there. You're falling asleep after about 5 minutes. Not even joking. Insight Timer, get it downloaded. It will sort you right out. There's no need for this. This will probably set you back about 70 quid. And for what? Just so you're able to have a Snorlax within Pokemon Go? Listen, you've probably got 500 Snorlaxes, if not thousands of them. One wearing a shower cap, you don't need that. You do not need that. So skip that. No one needs it. The card, I seen the trailer for the card collection stuff and the briefcase looking thing that it comes in. That's going to be about £1,000, if not more. It looks super. The word premium was used in that, and that is exactly what I'd go with. The word premium. Yeah, it looks mega, but it's definitely not your £25 set that I ended up getting from Asda maybe 2 Christmases ago, so that when my sister comes round, we're able to play, because that's what we used to do when we was younger, collect Pokemon cards and not necessarily battle with them, but we know how to do it. So, stuff like that. I love that. That though, well out of my price range, so not really aimed at me. But again, I'm happy for all these new news articles today. I'm happy for the people that are happy about them, because these are games that are directly being aimed at people who are, finishing the game, completed it, waiting for the next thing. That's exactly what all of this stuff is that we've talked about today. So again, I'm happy for you guys that are happy about this. I'm just bringing you to the news, butchering it along the way, but I am bringing it to you from the streets. Phony says I'm going to check that on Steam. Great style. 12 says those Yanks are in for a treat with this one. They're going to skip it, mate. They are going to skip it. They're going to look at the time and go, did he just go live by accident? That would have been better. If I'd have just held the starting soon slate for like 45 minutes, that would have been a much better podcast. Phony says, don't worry about the PXLV. It's in the post. Roman numerals for 4-5. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's gone right over my head. Until you said it was until you said it was like P45. Anyway, before I end up butchering this anymore, that is it for today. You can all go back to doing what you're doing, whether or not you sat in front of the TV, playing whatever, whether or not you're going to be walking the dog or listening to this podcast. It is officially over. But hopefully Graham will be hosting this again tomorrow because I don't want to be doing this anytime soon again. Yeah, I'm much better as a co-host giving my thoughts and impressions, which you can do on the very next show, which will be tomorrow at 10 a.m.-ish. But if you want to help shape the 3 remaining shows this week, there is 2 ways that you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. If you are watching this or listening to it in any of our on-demand services, including now Amazon Music, then go to the description below. All the links that you require will be listed there. But all we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show. As mentioned, it's not going to be 10 a.m. tomorrow, but it'll be around that, so get your notifications on. You'll be notified when we do go live. But do stick around. You can earn yourself some sprinkles, as we're going to send you over to one of our friends who is currently streaming right now. I've not quite had a look at who this... I usually get this queued up while Graham's going through all of this stuff. Who is it that's on now that I can send you over to? For the purposes of the people on the podcast, you're probably going to hear this bit as well. But we did Spidge yesterday. Who shall we go as? Raid. Soph's playing some PUBG, so we'll send you over to White Ninja Soph. Obviously you see a lot of PUBG on this channel, so why not give you some more, eh? While Graham's away, we'll send you over for to go and watch Soph play. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Smith it. Oh, I've already said it's White Ninja Soph now. Sorry, I'd already closed that tab down. I apologize, guys. I apologize. But yeah, we'll send you over to Soph. As always, guys, I hope you all have a fantastic day. And as always, we want you to do one thing, and my friends, is to stay frosty.